Yo, yo, peace. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? This is love growing again. You know what I'm saying? I'm back at this thing again. You know what I mean? And what I want to talk about today is the divide between black man and black woman. Now, I'm trying to, I'm going to use careful words for the sake of YouTube and uh, people's sensitivities today. But I'm going to be thoroughly honest about the issue on both sides, between both sexes, between black men and black women, but then between all men and women of all races in America, especially at this point. And okay, well, for starters, all right. See, excuse me, I just got to eat. I'm saying good food too. You know what I'm saying? But see, me, I've had lifetimes in Japan, China, India, Tibet, Mesopotamia, Samaria. I've had a presence amongst the Iranians. Um, you could say Cuba, Colombia, uh, uh, Argentina. Um, I had a presence in Egypt, though I'm not sure if I had any incarnations in particular there, except Amun Ray. But uh, so I say all that to say, I really wasn't in Africa that much. All right, so I've never felt much of a connection to black culture, to any great particular real degree. You know what I mean? Well, right, and to this day, when I look at it, I still don't feel any real great connection to it. You know what I'm saying, all right. Now, see, I realize it for what it is, and certainly the music, which I'm connected to, spiritually speaking, and of course, humanly speaking, in terms of just enjoying it and always being involved with it and being an artist myself. So, in terms of the music, I totally relate to it. Some of the entertainment, some of the sense of humor. It's like I can relate to it, but I can, but I can relate to it, but I don't fully relate to it when you start getting to what you may call the degenerate aspects of it, right? So, I just want to say that for starters. So, so this is coming from someone who's been in it enough to know it, but I've been outside of it enough to carefully observe it. Okay, so I've been in it enough to know what it is, what it's about, how it tends to go, and I've been outside of it enough to see the problem on both sides. Is what I'm saying. And so so with that being said, okay, the issue. Okay, well, see, let's go into the two sexes. Androgyny is always at the beginning, and slowly but surely things get divided into two, or things are always into or things always start off as one thing, and before it becomes that one thing, it's it's at zero. So it's a thought, it's an idea, it's another realm, hasn't come down yet. It's in the imagination, it's in the spirit, it's in the air, whatever, however you want to say it, but it hasn't manifested yet. But there's potential for it to manifest. You know what I'm saying there's potential for manifestation, right? So therefore, so everything starts off at zero and goes to one. Now, in the beginning, everything is together. That's what you would call a golden period, or a golden age, or a glorious moment in time, wonderful moment in time. Things are going well. What they call, the speaking of the golden language and all of that, right? Then, over time, things tend to develop enough of an ego or enough of an identity of its own, whether it's a real identity or false identity. It tends to develop this identity, this sense of self, right? Boom. Now, separation. Number two. So, Zero, androgyny, integral, all one, and then two, division. Now, the division indicates separation, but also it indicates individuality. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, now the man is the individual, woman is the individual. And then of course they're humans, so the man has his ego according to Maslow principles, upbringing, ideas, thoughts, feelings, prejudices, concepts, so on and so on. The woman has her sense of femininity, but still based on human ego, privileges and ideas, thoughts, concepts, of course emotions, so on and so on. Now, and then also, and also, and then also you are in the year of the two. You are still in the 2000s. You are 23 years into the 2000s, right? Number two means individuality, separation, division, so on, so on, and even more, and even races are divided in these 2,000 years, or this year of two, division, separation, so on and so on, right? So, all right. So, with that being said, now you go into psychological, so you go into traumas and all of that, right? The black household, that's hardly a household. It's a household with a great majority of them is a household without any head of the household. And since the father tends to be out of the household, which was done systematically to put the men out the household is headed by a woman. Uh, and the head of the household is a woman that wasn't allowed to be fully a woman. Okay, so the head of the household is a woman that hasn't been allowed to be a woman, and she has to play the role of father and mother, man and woman. Boom. Another issue. Then, of course, psychological damage, trauma, oppression, of course, the story of slavery. You know what I'm saying, and all the effects of that. Make the woman independent of her man. You know what I'm saying? Make the man big and strong in stature, but ultimately weak in mind when it's all said and done. So, boom. So, now, psychological trauma, damage, broken households. Then you move up along. America's economy, society, system, prejudices, hatred towards that particular community of the broken households and the damage and those who were enslaved, right? Boom. Move up some more. Then you start moving towards modern times where things become more accessible. You seem to have been more accepted. You seem to have civil rights. You seem to, there seems to be, things seem to be a little more liberal. Yes. You seem to have a little more freedom. No, you're no longer in physical chains and bondage, but you're still in mental bondage. And every time you try to get ahead, they put a wall up to set you back, set you back or stop you, or at least slow you down. Boom. That factor. Then there's a trust factor. Black men don't trust black women. Black women don't trust black men. You know, which is a human factor altogether, but it tends to be more intensified amongst the so-called black community, what have you. I would say culture, but say if it's a way of life, it's if it's a way of life, it's a broken way of life according to just how much damage and everything that has happened to that community or to that culture or to those people, let's say, right? Boom. Another thing is this. The lack of self-knowledge between black man and black woman in the majority. Now, there are those of us who study things and we practice things and we deal with psychology and we deal with behavioral science and characteristics and study and, we're just trying to figure out who you are, what you are, why you do what you do, what makes you do what you do, and, so-called triggers, what they call today, what they have labeled to be triggers, so called, you know what I'm saying? But it's just characteristics, really characteristics and impulses and instincts and different things of that sort. Now, another issue is, how can you look at it? Let me think. Yeah, and there may have to be two parts to this video too, because you know what I'm saying, right? And then for those who comment, in the part two, if need be, I'm going to address some of those comments, which I would love to do. So yeah, feel free to leave comments on what I'm saying. Let me know what you think, and I'll get back to you or whatever, and however it goes. But right, there'll probably be a part two of this. And okay, so anyway, continuing on. What else can I say? Because there's a lot to say. So I'm just trying to think of the many. I'm trying to think about key points. You know what I'm saying, to say. And oh, of course, because of the rebelliousness, because of the idea of rebellion of the black woman, she does everything outside of natural order, natural, productive, necessary, actual, needed order. You know what I'm saying? So her sense of rebelling, and what she's been taught to do, and taught to be independent and strong, and this, and trying to be dominant as a man, and all those things. So basically, wrong education for the black woman is there. Also, the lack of leadership and the right balance of masculinity for the young black boy, the young black child, the young black male. You know what I'm saying? The lack of leadership and the lack of good examples, the lack of seeing good examples set forth for you to follow, and for you to learn correctly, successfully. Let's say I don't want to say healthy as opposed to toxic, but let's say, well, let's say understood, right? A true sense of understanding your masculinity and the full sense of it, the fullest sense of its meaning, or to the fullest extent, definition, how you want to say it. That's lacking. And then, what else can you say? Oh, images in movies and television, right? So, of course, I don't need you, this and this. You know what I'm saying? You're right. The woman adopts some of the attributes of a man, say you're only for a good time. You support me in my business. I'm the boss chick. If I make more than you, I could leave and I won't feel much about it, and yada yada. I can cheat if I wanted to if I make more money than you, the woman says to the man. And then the man says, well, if I'm the breadwinner, I should be able to have multiple women. Put polygamy. You know what I'm saying? So now this is a split between individuality and the year of the tools, but also typically the human ego. And again, the wrong idea as it pertains to what's needed for a good foundation. Alchemy between a man and a woman has to be done for that relationship to get anywhere, because the two people are going to keep going forward. So if they don't have a purpose to be together, right, be together. If they're together based on ego, there's no way it can work. Even if it is working, even if it lasts for many, many years, it never fully worked. Or you could also say they never actually did any real work. Boom. Another thing is, what else? Because it's a lot. Oh yeah, and of course the reinforcement of stereotypes. Like I said, with the media, movies. Not to mention, the treatment from black men to black woman, from black woman to black man, because of mistrust and, let's even say, the dislike, the dissatisfaction, or let's say the disdain and the confusion between it, the lack of communication, the lack of actual spirituality and spiritual development, and let's even say plain maturity that lacks amongst them, as it lacks amongst most of humanity. But because of the programming and everything that's been put upon them, everything that has been inflicted upon them, you know what I'm saying, it makes it that much harder for them to have a common ground and a place to conversate and actually get somewhere between the two of them, right? Another issue. What else could I say? And yeah, I'm saying so many things. Blah, blah, blah. I should have wrote down. Blah, blah, blah. I should have wrote down more things, which I think I'm gonna do. But for now, I think I'm gonna stop it right here because I think I'm gonna have to get somebody to go back and forth with me. You know what I'm saying? So I can further elaborate on the issues and ideas and everything. But just off the top of my head though, real quick. This is kind of like an introduction video to further elaborate on the issues of the black man and the black woman. Not that I'm the one to fix it, not that I'm an expert or nothing like that, but I've lived amongst it long enough. I've seen enough happen. I've had enough experiences to know to know enough about how it tends to go, what it's like, how they tend to function, and and just just the basic, just a basic understanding of knowing what it tends to come down to between there's a basic knowing and understanding of what it tends to come down to between those two, black man, black woman, black man. So get ready to end this. Jump down to the comments and know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, add a few points that I can reference, you know what I'm saying, so I can elaborate on those points. And yeah, man, I guess this is like the introduction video. This is Love Growing, the killer of the universe of humanity and the killer of humanity all together. Get ready to be out. Keep advancing, study, mind your business when you have to, and always try to improve yourself, man. Always try to advance. You know what I'm saying? By any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be a spiritual revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? And if you could do that, that outdoes any physical revolution that could ever take place. So that's some, Dr. Umar's messages, politics, and all that. Mine's spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Spirituality. Of course, I'm an artist, so I always advocate for good music, which I'm going to address which I'm going to make some points as to why music is terrible today. So terrible. And, yeah, man, that's going to be it. Inverential peace. Boom, 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 boom. The fatigue hoodie on, you know what I'm saying? Just came back on the store and what have you, but next video, why is the music today so bad? This is Love Growing, the one that goes always, a killer of the universe of humanity as love is greater and it grows. And you know how it goes. I'm out. Peace. Go on.